I'm the Bronze Age Batgirl here in Whitfield, and I have my actually I'm the sidekick, but I'm really the boss. But this is my Bat family, and this is Batman, and this is Robin, and we want to let you know that we love the Brothers Boyd. Watch the channel as much as you can. Thank you.
Hey guys, Josh here from the Brothers Boyd, and welcome to an episode of Convince Me. This is a new series we're beginning where me, Daniel, and Chris will introduce you guys to some comics you may not be reading and that you really should be reading because they're some of the best things out there right now. My book this week is a mini that's just started about a month ago. We're 2 issues in and I'm really loving it. The book is called Stuff of Nightmares. The cover intrigued me when I saw it, and it really got me excited for this series. I knew in September, hey, it's close to Halloween. This looks like a good book to read. But then as I looked a little closer, it's published by Boom Studios, who I enjoy the Power Ranger comics. And if you look at the very top, you will see that the author of this book is R.L. Stine. That's right. Mr. Goosebumps and Fear Street himself. We all know that R.L. Stine haunted our nightmares when we were kids, reading those Goosebumps books. And when we got into middle school and high school, we were all over that Fear Street stuff. Those books were great. They were great escapism. They were great horror movie stuff for kids who weren't quite ready for Freddy Krueger and all that stuff before it hit. But let me tell you, this is not your Goosebumps book. This is a real-time horror book. R.L. Stine has taken the story of Frankenstein and put some twist in it for today. And let me tell you, it's a great story so far. I am 2 issues in, and I can't wait for the next 2. If you're not reading this, you really should be. It's a great book with a lot of great things going for it. R.L. Stine has written the series, and A.L. Kaplan has done some great artwork for this book. It has the look of one of those old school Hammer horror, the EC horror that they used to put out. It has this great feeling to it. And you're introduced almost to a crypt keeper type person who is telling the story. It has that look, the great art. The characters draw you right in, and you can feel that Saturday night horror movie coming on late night TV. I almost was waiting for Dr. Demento or Elvira or somebody to come up on there and tell me what I'm watching. It's really well written. It's well done. Boom Studios has outdone itself again with another great book. If all you're reading is DC and Marvel, enjoy those books, but you need to branch out, guys. Because Image and Boom and all of these secondary publishers have got some great stuff going. They've got some great series and some great work. I'll even show you issue 2's cover, which looks like a classic EC horror like they used to put out. It looks like this great little cover from something that might have come out in the 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s. And the story, like I said, doesn't disappoint. It's R.L. Stine at his best. This is something, if you're not reading, you should get out there and see if you can find these first 2 issues. The second one just came out a couple weeks ago. It could be at your newsstand or your local comic shop. Get in there and read it, guys. It's a great story, and it's really an interesting take on things. I hope that this is just the start of R.L. Stine's comic writing, because I would love to see him, if not do more throughout the year, I'd love to see a mini every year around Halloween. That would make for a great read, and we all know his stories are great. I'm going to throw it over to Daniel and see what he's got, and then Chris is going to tell you about his great find and see if we can convince you to read it. Did I convince you about this one? Are you ready? Let me know in the comments if you're going out to pick this up to read. If so, tell me what you think about it. I'd love to have discussions about this book with you through social media and in the comments. Daniel, I'm going to give it over to you.
A few moments later.
Thanks, Josh. My recommendation is Liam Sharp's Starhenge. This series is not getting a lot of love right now, sadly, and I feel like it really should be getting a lot of more talking about it, because I feel like it's being done with such a love for a project that I have not seen in a series in quite a while. Liam Sharp has been working on this for several years, and what I would have to describe it as a tale across time of the Arthurian legend that has a heavy bent in science fiction. It's not science fiction in the way that Camelot 3000 was. Camelot 3000 kind of sent all the people back to all of the Knights of the Round Table up to the year 3000. This is more along the lines of something you would read in Metal Hurlet or Heavy Metal magazine, which is to say that this is not something that you probably want to read to your kids. I will say that if you do have slightly older kids and you're a parent, you might want to just take a look at it and see if it's worth it or not. But there is a lot of more adult themes in this book, is the best way to put it. But it's really well done. Liam writes, draws, letters, everything himself. This is all fully painted artwork. It is gorgeous, and like, just for that alone, you should really check it out. But the story itself is incredible, and it's very dense, and it rewards multiple readings. I read this through for a second time this morning before work, and I really enjoyed it even more now than I did before. I would definitely recommend this and check it out. Guys would check it out. And now I'm going to throw this over to Chris and let him show you what he's done.
A few moments later.
Thanks, Daniel. That sounds really good. Josh, I'll have to check out what you're reading as well. So, for my book that I want you guys to check out, I picked a Image comic by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. Yeah, that's right. You got the crew back together that was part of the Venom run, which was probably one of the best Venom runs we ever had, where we actually got the King in Black and we met Dylan Brock and a lot of other characters were introduced. But I'm picking Vanish. This is a brand new book. It's only been out 2 months. Number 2 just came out a couple of weeks ago. And let me tell you something. Donny Cates, when he has a chance to create his own character and is not bound by those characters' particular set of rules like he has with Thor and like he had with Venom, is a tremendously great storyteller. And I'm telling you right now, Vanish is something that you want to pick up. First off, we're in an Image, so we're a little bit less bound by the whole comics authority code. There's a little bit more play, it seems like, when you get in that Image world, where you can make the characters, I don't know how to say this, maybe a little grittier and maybe a little more, you know, just a little tougher. But here's the thing about Vanish, and I don't want to tell you too much because I want you to read it for yourself and find out what it's like. But Vanish is like if you took Doctor Strange and Harry Potter and the boys and mixed them all together in one story. I'm telling you guys, it is just an amazing story. The crossover between the magical realm and you come into the real world, and basically the story is about this guy. His name is Oliver. We meet him in the very first part of the book, and he gets into a fight. Well, we get a great flashback where we find out that he is basically the chosen one at the wizarding school he went to. Let's call it a wizarding school, but let's not step on Harry Potter's toes, because it was more like Wizarding Oats Military Academy from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, because it was very strict on their rules, and there were things you couldn't do, and pretty much the punishment was death if you stepped outside of the rules. And there came a group called the Hollow with a guy named Vanish, which is kind of interesting that the title of the story and the comic is not the actual hero's name, but is actually the name of the villain who showed up in the first book. Well, supposedly Oliver accomplished his feat of being the one who would destroy evil back when he was 14 years old. But we flash forward to Now we see Oliver, who is a grown man who struggles with alcohol addiction and has not used his power in years. And something happens in the book, and we see some superheroes show up, and we see him have to open up his power again and start to use it. And so I'm really interested to see where we're going with the story. It's been very good so far. I've read the first 2 issues, and it's just a really good... Donny Cates is doing a great job world building right now, and the art is phenomenal. Ryan Stegman's artwork is great, and I believe we got J.P. Myers doing the color, and so just you can't go wrong. It's some of the greatest looking art I've seen, and what's crazy is as much as and as excited as I've been about certain books coming out, this book itself, I am super excited to keep reading this story. Right along the lines with like the 8 Billion Genie story, which I love that one, but Vanish is something that if you love 8 Billion Genies, if you love reading comics, if you love great stories, you need to be getting this copy of Vanish and checking it out. And it's not too late to jump on board right now because we're only 2 issues in. I'm pretty sure you can find the first issue somewhere because I don't know if it's taken off yet, but it really should. And like I said, Donny is doing a great job. Again, he's not constrained by the character. He just gets to build this character from the bottom up, and that makes it really cool. And like I said, it's a great book. You should be reading it. If you love comics, if you love where the future of comics is going, go check this book out. It's Image Comics. It's Vanish #1. It's really great. And so that's the 3 books that are series that we're trying to convince you to read this week. As far as appearances are concerned, Josh and I will be headed down to Wilmington this Saturday, November 5th, to the Wilmington Comic, Toy, and Hobby Show on Carolina Beach Road in Wilmington. It will be from 10 to 4. We'll throw the flyer up here so you can see it. And we're going to be there. We're going to have some comics. We're going to have some collectibles for sale. We're going to live stream there. We've got stickers now. I'm super excited. We have stickers. So come grab one of the first people and be one of the first people to have the new Brothers Boyd sticker. You want to be repping that because we want you guys repping that. And we also have hats that I have made with the Brothers Boyd logo. You know you want a hat. And then we'll have more stuff there. Comics, collectibles, other stickers. All kinds of things for you to pick up. And then in 2 weeks from now, maybe 3 weeks I believe from now, we will be in Havelock, North Carolina at the Havelock Tourist and Events Center. We will be at the first ever Havelock Comic Con. I believe the time is from 10 to 6. And you don't want to miss this. We've got like 57 vendors there. I know our friend Dave Atwell's there. He's the author of the Hunger series. I've been reading the first book, Rotting Frontier. It's really good. Kind of a Old West meets zombie story. Very good writing. We will be joined at our table by our good friend Emily Elder, who has her book, The Dragon's Trader. But she also has a new book coming out this Friday called Villainous Tendencies. So she will be there with probably copies of both books that you can pick up and get autographed by the author. I have read A Dragon's Trader. It's really good. You definitely want to pick these up and get these new budding authors that are coming out and catch them while you can meet them so you can have that first autograph copy. And that is all we got for now. And until the next video, we will see you at the shop.